Welcome to Backbreaking News, episode 291, and today this is Cookie King 73, and today we're doing part 61 of the hypothetical questions, and today's hypothetical question is a doozy. We're halfway through these hypothetical questions. We're in the 60s, and we're doing this till 100 before we go into actual episodes of Backbreaking News, which one of the first topics will be. I have a list of 20 episode ideas after all this, so expect those to come out in the future. So let's get to the question, part 61, and today's question is: would you rather live in the past or the future? Living in the past seems all fine and dandy, but then you have to realize that living in the past means no technology. Depending on how far you go back, it never said how far back you have to go. But I feel like if you live in the future, you get to see what becomes of the world and what the world looks like. I feel like living in the past and seeing what people had to go through then is interesting, but going back in the future to see how different people live there compared to how you live in the current day would also be cool forever. So I feel like the future is ultimately where I would decide, where I would align my interest with. I mean, it ultimately depends what you want to see. Would you want to, let's say, save the books in the Library of Alexandria, wherever they call it? You could do that. You could save them from the fire. You could bring old tech. Let's say you could bring new tech. You could stop historical events from happening, but you'll be stuck in this world forever, probably till the current day. You'll be stuck. You won't age. Let's say, hypothetically, in this question, you won't age, and you have to live in this new timeline from, let's say you start World War II, you have to live from that point all the way to, like, the year it is now. And then you have to keep living in this new timeline. Well, we don't physically, let's say in this world, it doesn't affect us right now. But let's say, if you go into the future, you can't affect the past. You'll just get, as I said, the past stays the same, but if you change the future, you change what happens further on in the future. So it's less damaging, I feel like, to go to the future in this whole, like, timeline theory and changing the timelines and stuff that, people worry about when they time travel, like in movies. But I feel like living in the future would be my decision because it would be so cool to see, let's say to see what is the new tech, what's the next big thing, happens with the WWE, because I'm a big wrestling fan. What happens to the shows that we watched as a kid? What shows ended? What shows have continued? Are the shows we still watch still on? Like, what's the new oldest TV show in the world? What is the music like? I feel like, what is the next big music artist? What is the next big... Is TV still around? I feel like there's always going to be a market for TV, but is TV still important? It would just be so cool to see all that. But also imagine the stuff, you would also see you would also learn about the past events that already happened. You'll get to know all the cool things that ever happened in the world. History will be a lot better and cooler and change. By then, who knows? You'll get to see, depending on where you live, you could see what the politic system in America is like then, what the political system in any country is like then. Who knows? Maybe North Korea became a democracy by then. Who knows? that's the reason why it would be so cool to see the future compared to the past. Because we already know a little bit about the past from history classes and stuff. So, yeah. That's my answer is the future. I would rather live in the future forever. Goodbye.